Hi, welcome to Implement Profit First in 12 easy steps. I promise I broke this down. I tried to make it as easy as possible. You remember Cliff Notes? There were these little books that would summarize big, huge pieces of literature or different things. My first experience with Cliff Notes was included to read Les Miserables and, big, thick book. I loved it. I'm a reader, but I know some of my fellow high schoolers use the Cliff Notes version. My teacher actually taught from the Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes can be super helpful. But here's what I want to let you know. We're talking about profit first. The book's not all that big. Now, not everybody's a reader, so getting through this can be hard. There is an Audible version, but even getting through that can be really hard because you have got to stop and implement before you go on to the next chapter. And that takes a lot of discipline. You want to find out what happens next, right? And so we created this quest to break down what's in this book into little videos that you can watch. Gives you homework. Okay, implement this and then move on. We also have check sheets, checklists, cheat sheets, all different kinds of materials to help you take some of the exercises that are in this book and implement them easy, right? Rather than like struggling making your own Excel sheet. We also have some ways for those who maybe have already started implementing Profit First. You're using it a little bit to level up how you use Profit First. We've included some things that you won't find in the Profit First book that we've brought in to help us do Profit First even easier and better that we hope you'll find helpful as well. So Cliff Notes, great. They're still not as good as the real book. Encourage you to still get the book, read it, listen to it on Audible, especially the Audible version with Mike. Reading it himself is really great, but also use these videos to help you take what you're reading and figure out, okay, what could be on the test? What do I actually need to know and implement in my business? But the stories that Mike has are really powerful. You're not going to get a lot of those stories in here. So I want to give you that heads up. Also, Profit First is like Les Miserables. It's a big, thick chunk of material. It's a lot to do within your business. As we go, I'm going to give you some Cliff Notes versions of ways that you could implement a piece of the whole Profit First picture. I'd rather you implement a piece of it rather than not implement any of it because you feel like it's too much. We know another Profit First professional who, before she was a Profit First professional, when she first started with Profit First, she first heard about it, all she used was her income account and her tax account. That's all she did because she had just gotten a huge tax bill and she wanted to make sure she was setting aside money. So she always had the money to pay those tax bills because they did not know where that first tax bill was going to come from, where that money was. So I'm going to give you little things like that, that if you're not ready to do everything, you want to try this out, you're feeling super overwhelmed, here's a quick win, an easy thing you could do. And then you can come back and open up more accounts or do, the different things. So that's why we're calling this Implement Profit First in 12 Easy Steps. Let me go ahead and share my screen and give you a little rundown of what you can expect. So we broke the 12 steps into 3 sections: lay the foundation, frame it, and fill it in like we're building a house, right? So here in the lay your foundation, start your first accounts, initiate your allocations, begin your hold accounts, block time for allocation days. Now, if you're not familiar very much with Profit First yet, some of those words, you're like, what does that mean? We're going to go over that as you go through. If you're already familiar with Profit First, you might already be doing those things. I still invite you to watch the videos and ask, what could I improve? Or what do I need to do more fully as you watch those? And then frame it, complete your assessment, reverse engineer your business, create a rollout plan, and practice still. 5 and 7 are within the book. Number 6 is one that we've learned as Profit First professionals that we want to bring in because we feel like it really helps with 7 through 12 if you do number 6 as well. And then of course, still is where we put Profit First into the T and the I of the still method, the track your in and out and inspect your progress. But that works really well when you've set your sights, you look for the 1% adjustment and you live deliberately. To find out more about still, watch 8, but also check out the wealth success path that's part of the community as well. And then once you're getting into this rhythm, you're seeing your path forward, then you get to fill in the house and really build everything out. So that's when you're going to look toward increasing your real revenue, challenging your assumptions, celebrating your distributions, and working your ROP, your rollout plan. So when we get to 12, we'll then talk about what next steps are to go from there. So that's the overview of the Implement Profit First in 12 Easy Steps. Encourage you to watch each video, do the exercise that's attached to each video, and before moving forward to the next one, you could just power through it, get it all done really quickly. You could spread it out, get a little bit done as you're able to. My biggest encouragement is that you block some time, maybe a half hour, maybe an hour on your calendar for the next 6 weeks. And you might do one step 1 week, you might do 3 steps another week. It might take 2 weeks to get through one step. But if you have that time blocked on your calendar where you're going to come back and look at this, then you're going to get through it, even if some steps take longer than others to actually implement. But put it on your calendar, make it happen. As you go, I want you to use the comments feature on each lesson. I want you to use the message feature to message me. Get the help that you need to implement Profit First and succeed with it, because we believe the more you succeed with Profit First, the more you're going to succeed in business and in life. And that's what we want for you. One more thing, at this moment, I want you to draw a line in the sand. This is something that Mike invites people to do, I think at the end of the first chapter, even in the book. And I want you to do this with me now. Commit to yourself that you will go through all 12 steps of Implement Profit First in 12 easy steps, and that you will give it your best shot, and that you will do this. So draw a line in the sand, make that commitment. You're making it to yourself, but also putting it out there into the world, putting it into the community is often helpful to make it real in our lives. So if you're ready to commit, you're going to go through all 12 steps. You're drawing that line in the sand. You're not going back to where you are now. You are going to move forward. I want you to comment on this welcome lesson and say, you're drawing a line in the sand, you're ready to move forward. Whatever version of that is going to feel real and concrete to you. And we look forward to celebrating that with you. And then I'll see you in step 1, start your first accounts.